Welcome to day 1 of 5 days of yoga for beginners. For the next 5 days, I want to teach you the yoga fundamentals to get you started with your yoga journey. And today we will do a simple flow with sun salutations. So let's begin in an easy cross-legged seat, resting your hands onto your knees. And with your next inhale, roll your shoulders up towards the ears. And with the exhale, all the way down the spine. And then softly closing your eyes. And starting to arrive on your mat. Starting to become present in your body right now. Noticing how your body feels. Without any judgment, just observing. And from here, we're going to shift our attention to the breath. Keeping the lips closed, start to take deeper inhales in through your nose and deeper exhales out through the nose. Finding a slow and rhythmic breath and trying to especially lengthen your exhale. So with every exhale, try to release all the air out. And in yoga, the breath plays a very important role because we want to try to connect breath to movement and let the breath guide our practice. So I will do my very best in this class and in the next days to constantly remind you of your breath, because it's so easy to forget because it's just something we do automatically. But we want to make the breath our main point of focus. So keep breathing deeply through your nose. And before we get started with some movement, I want you to take a moment to set an intention for this class. And as this is a 5-day series, I would invite you to set the intention of committing to this practice fully. So sticking to these 5 days, reminding yourself that first of all, consistency is really key and it's the main thing that will make the biggest difference in your life. And if you stay consistent, the benefits will really blow your mind, from improved sleep to being more flexible, to feeling better, to making healthier choices, to just being much more in tune with yourself. And I could go on and on and on. But also the fact that most people, they start with day 1, maybe they do day 2, but then it just slips. Don't let that be you. Make that small promise to yourself of sticking with the practice and becoming the most beautiful and healthy version of yourself. And now we're getting started with some movement. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. Bring your right ear towards your right shoulder to find a soft stretch in the left side of your neck. You can move your head slightly to find that sweet spot where you can feel the stretch the most. And then from there, we're gonna drop the chin to the chest and roll the head over to the left, bringing the left ear towards the left shoulder, stretching into the right side of your neck. Deep inhale in through your nose. Deep exhale out, and then rolling the chin back to the chest and lifting your head up, blinking your eyes open. Use your hands on your knees to lift yourself up, bring the chest forward, chin up, inhale. Exhale, round your spine, bring your chin to your chest and lean back. Again, inhale to lift up, arch your spine, look up. And exhale to sit back and round. One more time like that. Inhale to arch, lift the chin. And exhale to lean back. And then come to a neutral spine. Interlace your fingers all the way down to the webbing and reach your palms forward. And then lift your arms all the way up, look up, inhale. With the exhale, reach your arms forward, chin to your chest, round your spine. Again, inhale, lift your arms up, look up, arch your spine. And exhale to round into your chest. Last time like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forward and round. And then release the grip of your palms. Reach your arms towards the ceiling. Inhale. With the exhale, twist to your right. Right fingertips behind you in the mat. Left hand comes to the outside of your right thigh onto your right knee. Inhale, find length in your spine, and with your exhale, twist a little deeper, gaze over your right shoulder. With the next inhale, come back through center, reach up your arms, and exhale, let's twist to the left. Left fingertips behind your spine, right hand onto your left knee, and then twist yourself over your left shoulder. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist deeper. And inhale, reaching the arms back through center. With your exhale, plant your palms down and come into your tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we will work a little bit into our wrists now. So bring your fingers to point towards the sides of the mat, and then start to make small circles into your wrist here, into one direction, and switch it out. And if this is already enough, stay here. Otherwise, you can bring your fingers to point towards the knees and start to lean forward and back. But being super mindful here not to overstretch anything. But this is definitely something we'll be doing every single day to warm up the wrists, because in yoga we spend a lot of time on the wrists. Last thing we'll do is to bring the palms facing upwards, fingers pointing towards the knees. And again, finding soft movement here, forward and back, stretching into the back sides of the hands, the wrists. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. We'll move into our cat-cows from here. So with your next inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, arch your spine, look up. Exhale, chin to your chest, press your palms into the mat to round your spine fully. Inhale. Drop your belly, lift the chin, arch, and exhale, chin to your chest. Really press yourself away from the mat to find that full rounding. One more time like that. Inhale, find your arch, lift the chin, and exhale, finding that full rounding of your spine, chin to your chest. Coming back to a neutral spine, walking the hands about one hand print forward. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up for our first downward facing dog. I always start my down dog with some movement to ease the body into the pose, because it's a quite deep hamstring stretch. So start to bend your knees here, pedal your feet, move your hips from side to side, find whatever movement you crave to feel out that pose and to just ease your body into it. And then we will find a bit of stillness here. You can have your feet either hip distance apart or as wide as the mat if you have tight hamstrings. And you can also have a gentle bend in your knees. Our priority number one here is to have a long, straight spine. So it doesn't matter if you have to keep your knees bent. We want to find that length in the spine and the hips lifting up towards the ceiling. Let's take a look at the palms and make sure that all 10 fingers are spread super wide. So we have a good base and a good grip from our palms, pressing the mat away. And you can keep your gaze either between your knees or towards your navel. Now let's come high onto the toes and walk our feet all the way to the front of the mat, bringing your feet hip distance apart or wider, and then bring a generous bend into your knees so that you can place your stomach onto your thighs, grabbing opposite elbows and softly rocking from side to side here in our standing forward fold. It doesn't matter how much you have to bend your knees. I want you to keep that stomach to thigh connection so that we have a long spine. Relaxing your neck here, soften your jaw. And then round your spine, chin to your chest, and start to roll up vertebra by vertebra, making your way all the way up to standing for our mountain pose Tadasana, bringing the balls of the feet to touch, slight distance between the heels, or keeping your feet hip distance apart. Arms by your sides with the palms facing forward, shoulders down, gaze is in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up, high mountain, palms to touch. Exhale, fold all the way forward, forehead towards your shins, bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, hands onto your shins or all the way up to your thighs to find a long spine. Or maybe you can even keep your fingers in the mat if you have open hamstrings. Exhale, fold forward, and then plant your palms, step the right foot back and then the left to come into our first high plank. In this high plank, I want you to make sure that you have your wrists directly underneath your shoulders and that you come high up onto your toes. And then we want to find a protraction in the shoulder blades. So press into your palms and protract the shoulders instead of collapsing. We want to lift up, finding that rounding in the shoulder blades and staying here for 2 more breaths. Deep inhale in through your nose. Long exhale out. 1 more inhale in. And with the exhale, you can lower your knees into the mat. We're gonna bend the elbows 90 degrees, keeping them close to the body, and then untuck your toes and lift your chest for a high cobra or upward facing dog. So if we press into the tops of the feet and lift the thighs away from the mat, that's our upward facing dog. If you keep the thighs down, it's a high cobra. Draw your shoulders back, inhale here. Exhale, roll over your feet, lift your hips all the way up, and we return to our downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring your gaze between your hands and then step the right foot forward and then the left. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold, forehead to your shins, soft bend in the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms to touch. And exhale, hands to your heart, and then releasing your palms to the sides. This was our Sun Salutation A, and we'll do it one more time a bit faster. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, forehead towards your shins, bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Let's step the left foot back and then the right, coming into our high plank. From here, you can either lower your knees like we did the first time, or you can keep your knees lifted. We'll move through our so-called chaturanga. Bend your elbows 90 degrees. Inhale, untuck your toes, lift your chest for upward facing dog, shoulders back. Exhale, roll over the feet, lift your hips all the way up for downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring your gaze between the hands. We're gonna step the left foot forward and then the right. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, high mountain, palms to touch. And exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do our Sun Salutation B. Bend your knees deeply, touch your fingertips to your mat, and then reach your arms alongside the ears. And make sure you can still see your toes in front of the knees. Draw your belly button to your spine and try to keep your arms on one line with your ears. Deep inhale in. Exhale, forward fold, forehead to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale to plant the palms, step the right foot back and then the left. High plank, moving through our chaturanga, so the half push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's step the right foot between the hands. You can always assist with your hands here to bring the foot forward. Plant the left foot into a 45-degree angle flat into the mat. Bend the right knee deeply and rise up for warrior one. Let's bring the hands to the hips for a moment to make sure the hips are squared. Left hip forward, right hip back. Left foot stays flat in the mat, so try to keep the left heel grounded. Reach your arms up alongside your ears. Deep breath in. And with the exhale, bring your hands down and step the right foot back into your high plank. You can lower your knees or keep them lifted. Chaturanga, bend your elbows 90 degrees. Inhale, upward facing dog or high cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog, lifting your hips up. And we bring the left foot between the hands. You can again assist with your hands to bring the foot forward. Place the right foot down into a 45-degree angle, deep bend in your left knee, and we rise up for warrior one. Again, checking in with the hips. We want to make sure that they're square to the front of the mat. And reaching the arms alongside the ears. Keep that deep bend in your left knee. Inhale in. And with the next exhale, hands come down. We step the left foot back to the right, high plank. With or without the knees, half push-up. Inhaling, upward facing dog, shoulders back. And exhale, rolling over the feet, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, step the left foot forward and then the right. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit low for Utkatasana chair pose. Again, making sure we can see our big toes in front of the knees. Arms are reaching alongside the ears. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs, forehead to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step the right foot back and then the left. And then you can keep your knees lifted or lower them down. We will do 3 push-ups. So keep your elbows closed for 3, bending for 2, and 1. And we will do 1 more to transition into our upward facing dog or high cobra, shoulders back. Inhale here and exhale, downward facing dog. This is by far the best strategy to get your chaturanga. When I started with yoga, I had no strength in my arms, so there was no way I could do a chaturanga. But by practicing it, and especially practicing push-ups, you'll be able to do it in no time. Let's look between the hands and step the left foot forward and then the right. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Bend your knees, sit low, making sure you can see your big toes. And with the next inhale, we're gonna stand all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. And 1 more time, inhale, bend your knees, sit low into your chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, fold over your legs, forehead towards your shins. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms and step the left foot all the way back, lowering the left knee down into the mat to come into Anjaneyasana, reaching the arms alongside the ears, making sure the right ankle is underneath the right knee. And if you feel any discomfort or pain in your left knee, make sure you place a towel or something soft under the knee or double up your mat. We want to make sure we never feel any pain in the knee. Now let's bring the hands back down and shift the hips back into a half split. So we straighten the right leg, hips are on top of the left knee, and you can either keep your hands on your hips or you can also hold onto something if you have low furniture next to you or yoga blocks. Or you can of course also keep your hands down in the mat, but we want to make sure we're not rounding the spine. Keep the right foot flexed, so draw the toes towards you. Inhale. And exhale, rebend the right knee. Bring both your hands on the inside of the right foot. Heel toe the right foot to the side of the mat. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee up and start to shift forward and backward on the left toes, moving into the hip here, maybe drawing circles with the hip. And then lowering the left knee back down, untuck your toes. This is our lizard lunge. You can stay on your palms or lower onto your forearms. And remember that depth will come with time. So the more you stay consistent and show up for your practice and stay patient, the more your body will open up and the more space you will create in your body. Stay with your breath. Deep inhales in through your nose. With the exhale, we will slowly lift back onto the palms if you're on your forearms. And then gently bring your right knee back to your left, back into our tabletop position. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, arch your spine for cow pose. And exhale, chin to your chest, rounding your spine for cat. And then walk your hands, one hand print forward, tuck your toes. We return to our downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Look between your hands, step the right foot forward and then the left. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit low for chair pose. Weight is in the heels. Inhale, stand all the way up and hands to your heart. Again, inhale, bending the knees, sitting low, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, folding forward, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms and step the right foot all the way back, lowering the right knee down, making sure the left ankle is underneath the left knee, arms reaching alongside your ears. Again, reminder, we never ever want to feel pain in the knees. They are our most sensitive joints. So make sure if you feel any discomfort or pain in your right knee that you double up your mat or place something soft underneath your knee. Let's bring the hands down to come into our half split. So straighten the left leg. Hips are on top of the right knee, so make sure your hips are not back by your right heel. And then flex the left toes, lengthen your spine. Maybe you have your hands on your hips or on blocks or furniture or down in the mat. Deep breath into that left hamstring. Deep breath out. Rebend the left knee. Bring your hands to the inside of the left foot, heel toeing the foot to the left, coming onto the right toes and rocking forward and backward. The right knee's lifted, maybe making circles into the hip here. And then lower the right knee back down, staying on the palms or lowering onto the forearms for our lizard pose, softening your neck, your jaw, and keep focusing fully on your breath here. Deep inhales through your nose, deep exhales through your nose. With the next inhale, make your way back onto your palms and shift the left knee back to your right, back to tabletop. Last round, cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, press into your mat, rounding the spine, chin to your chest. From there, let's make our way onto the sit bones. So shift your legs to one side and then straighten the legs in front of you, pointing the toes. Reach your arms forward, round your spine into a C curve, and make your way down into your mat, vertebra by vertebra, lying all the way down, bending your knees. We'll do a final twist. I love ending my practices with a twist because it helps to neutralize the spine. We cross the right leg over the left, maybe even interlacing the ankles, and then let your knees drop to the left. Reach your arms into a capital T shape and look over the right shoulder, the right fingertips, maybe closing your eyes and breathing into that spinal twist. And we'll slowly come back to center and switch it out. So crossing the left leg around the right, drop your knees to the right and then look over your left fingertips, keeping the shoulders grounded here. So rather than having the knees down, we want to keep the shoulders down. Let's bring our knees back to center, uncrossing the legs and then hugging the knees to the chest, drawing the forehead to your knees, forearms wrap around the shins, deep breath in and exhale, release, making our way into our last and final pose, shavasana, extending the legs wide, the arms wide, palms are facing up towards the ceiling, softly closing your eyes and letting go now of any restrictions to the breath, letting go of any effort, inviting softness and ease into your whole body, and bringing your awareness to your third eye point between the eyebrows on the forehead, and imagining a warm, soft light that's shining onto that area and that is melting away any tension. It's softening your eyebrows, your forehead, your eyelids, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, and the lips. It's softening your whole face. And from there, it's spreading into your whole body, all the way down into your fingertips and your toes, bringing your whole body into a state of complete calmness, complete relaxation, allowing your body and your mind to seize in all the benefits from our practice. You can stay here as long as you like. If you want to come out of the pose, out of the practice, then you can start to move your fingertips and your toes, softly moving your head from side to side, reaching your arms up above the head, giving yourself a full body stretch, and bending your knees, drawing them into your chest and rolling yourself onto your right side, our sun side, using the right arm as a pillow for your head, taking a moment here to thank your body for being so healthy, and lifting yourself up, keeping your eyes closed and coming back to an easy cross-legged seat, bringing your hands in front of the heart, and then we're going to lift the hands up to our third eye point between the eyebrows for clear and kind thoughts. Lower your hands in front of the lips to speak kind words, and back to heart center to feel and give love and kindness. Thank you so much for joining me on day 1, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2, where we're gonna focus all on the legs. And I hope you enjoyed this first day. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling, how the class was for you, if it was hard or easy, and I would love to connect with you. So make sure to come to my Instagram, and if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you liked the video, of course it would mean the world to me if you give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.